My name is Alan Jones. I work at Pitzer College. I've worked here for the last 30 years. I have joint appointments in neuroscience and in psychology. I was postdocing in pediatric neurology at University of Colorado Medical School, and I was working in a lab that David Sadova from Keck Science was doing a sabbatical leave in, and we hit it off, and he told me about this position in neuroscience opening at Pitzer. And at the time I was sporting pretty long hair, so he thought that would be a perfect fit for Pitzer. It was the only place I applied to because I loved the idea of field groups, and I liked the idea that it was a new liberal arts college. People often talk about what are the roots of Pitzer. Is it a women's college, or was it a social science college? The real roots of Pitzer are that it was set up and imagined by the faculty to be a place where interdisciplinary work gets done. And so from the beginning, the intent was to do away with barriers to doing that interdisciplinary work. Departments are budgeted based on enrollments. So there's actually a competition between departments for enrollments, and chairs zealously guard student enrollments in their departments. At Pitzer, not only are there field groups with no chairs, but the most important structural element is that budgets are routed through the academic department as a whole. There is no routing of budgets through field groups. So field groups are not independently funded. So they have absolutely no incentive, nothing to guard in the sense of funding for their activities. Because of that structural feature of the college, it really is possible to take off and co-teach with people from other disciplines. Pitzer is extremely unique in that. There are very few places in the country that organize themselves in that way. Frankly, I never could have imagined that I would be dean of faculty. It's just not something that I thought suited my personality. I adored working with students, I still do. And in fact, I didn't want to retire. Laura had said, if you want to retire as dean, I'm happy doing that, and we'll work out an exit strategy for you. And I said, no, that's not what I want to do. I came here to teach, and I really love that, So I wanted my last 4 years to be teaching, and I have to say, my teaching has probably been better in these last 4 years than at any point in my life. I've always liked the idea that you can change people for the rest of their lives, their outlook, their optimism, their commitment to engagement. The legacy is actually the students. The legacy is what they took away. There have been programs that I absolutely love. We haven't even talked about the Vaccine Institute, which I think is like a stunningly important program, and our students have learned not only how to make vaccines from plants, but they've learned how to work in Africa with Africans in terms of how do you introduce this technology and make vaccines for diseases none of us ever knew even existed in Africa. And the process of going through that and figuring out how to do that, the process of figuring out not only, do I want to be a doctor, lawyer, whatever, but how do I become engaged for the rest of my life effectively in the community that I'm going to live in. That's, if there's a legacy, that's what I want the legacy to be, is those students and what they do. And they're doing some astonishing things, that I can kind of see the antecedents of in conversations that I had with them sometimes 20 years ago, So yeah, if I'm excited about having been here, it's them that makes me excited.